So if you're Manchester United, I know you're not. You're the proper United.
Thank you.
No problem at all. What would you want? Who would you go for? And what kind of style with those players that they're thinking of could Manchester United employ next season?
I'll be honest, I ain't got a clue. I can't see the pattern. I just think it's chuck money at whatever and see what sticks. I can't see. Cunha's a good player, but there's a lot at United, a lot that needs sorting out. That final was a disgrace. Both teams, to be honest with you, they was both disgraceful in the final, both
pretty much.
And like there's just so much that needs sorting out there. They need to sort out so much stuff. But they are. I mean, the forward is a great place to start. But don't buy a Ferrari body before you got the engine.
And they did that last year.
And they done that last year. Yeah.
Højlund.
You know what I mean? Like their midfield is a shambles. It's a shambles. They need to sort the engine out before they start doing the bodywork, you know, and that for me is what they're doing. They're looking for the Ferraris and the McLaren bodies, but they've got a fucking Ford Fiesta engine. Sorry for the language. Sorry.
Skoda.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So sort the other stuff out for. I think when you build a side like that. And this is hammering for you. I mean, I think the guy's crackers. I've seen him climbing up gates to watch training and that. You know, it's mad what he's doing.
No ladder, just straight.
No,
raw dug in the old
fence, like the chain link fences. He's like they're watching it. He's watching them train, and he's climbing up the fence to watch them train.
Bit much that, isn't it?
It's just a lot. You know what I mean? And I just think there's no rhyme or reason to it. I just think, honestly, the great players. But look at Jadon Sancho. Look at Anthony. Look at, you know,
Di Maria, Falcao,
Sanchez. Now Højlund. They bring these players in. Casemiro even.
Ugarte even.
What's his name? De Ligt. The centre back.
Euro.
Varane.
Oh God.
They just get these players in, and within a couple of months they've gone to pot.
But that's the people making the decisions at the top who are deciding which players to bring in. They're just.
I think Mbeumo would be a safe transfer, but I don't know. I think a player like Ekitike in Man United, it's hit or miss. It could be brilliant, but it could flop massively.
It's just a bit of a
it's 100 million euros
graveyard for football.
Yeah.
And if you're
I wouldn't go there.
If you're Gyökeres, why have you turned down United, and where do you want to go?
Because it's a shambles.
Well,
I think you look at the league.
Europe as well. He's not going to go from Champions League Sporting Lisbon to no Europe.
I think when you look at it now, obviously they're a huge pool. They've still got a name. They've got a huge name in football. But when you look at it now, who's going to seriously? I mean, a serious player is going to look at it and go, "I can get them back to the top."
Poison chalice.
And
if you do try and do it and you fail, your stock is well down.
Your stock is down, yeah. And that is the problem, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't think he's going to get a better chance at a big move. You know, I think someone may take him. I think Tottenham may take him. But are Tottenham realistically going to be in the Champions League next year? Maybe not. Probably not. You know, Man United, are they going to be in the Champions League next year? They've got a better chance, I think, than Tottenham. But even still, I can't see it. I'd be surprised if they don't go down the way it was ended the season. Honestly,
let's see what happens. I'd love it.
You know, it is. You know, it's a poison. It's getting to the point where who's going to go there? You know, who will make the difference? I don't know.
And. So where are you going if you're Gyökeres?
Not Man United.
Where'd you end up?
I think he'll end up at Arsenal.
So where does Sesko then end up?
Staying where he is. I don't know.
Where does Ekitike end up?
Staying where he is.
Not at Liverpool.
Maybe.
If we chuck our hat in the ring.
It depends.
100 mil though. But
it's 100 million euros.
But sell Darwin Núñez for 60 odd.
I've got a comment here, ADT. It's very simple. Man United have changed internally. This is from Doro Hedero.
Right.
So you can spin your own stories, negative about Man United, but we will sign good players and we will come back. It's not rocket science. I've been hearing that for 6 years.
10 years I've heard that.
For 10 years, but for 6 on this channel, or is it 5? I've been hearing the same things every season. You don't know what you're talking about. Stop talking nonsense. And again, every season, a couple of pegs down. You finished below us, and we were bad.
That's an achievement.
That is an achievement. Jesus. And you lost to us twice. That is an achievement.
Their biggest result was that 2-2 draw, or the 2-2 win, I should say, at Anfield.
Yeah. honestly, that is some achievement. You got to a final and lost it to Tottenham,
And that's another achievement as well. Wow.
But yeah.
Mikey
just said, Man United are rudderless.
Rudderless. And Thomas says the ramblings of two middle-aged men whose childhood was ruined by the biggest teams in Europe.
You can call me a middle-aged man. Come on, man.
I'm only 31, mate. Lay off me, Tom. He said, hated, adored, never ignored. I mean, if that's the title you want, hated, ignored, then have that.
You might as well be
I'd rather be a Premier League champion. That's what Millwall say. That's what Millwall say.
No one likes us.
Is that all you've got now? Everyone hates us so much. Is that it? Is that your trophy?
Yeah.
But it's going to take more than a striker to get them out of the position that they're in right now. I'm telling you that. But yeah, listen, Hugo Ekitike.
Cheers for the $5 for that. Anyway.
Yeah, big up, mate.
We'll have a drink tonight.
United have made contact with Hugo's people. I did read a quote last week from the Frankfurt director of football who said, "Look, we don't have to sell him. And if we do, it's 100. You better come correct." And yeah, I've seen glimpses. Listen, 15 in 33 is decent. 4 in 12 in Europa is decent. 100 mil, I think that's well wide of the mark. I saw his goal against Tottenham in the semi-final, first leg, second leg, ghost.
Yeah.
In the big games, you'd think, right, put yourself in the window here.
For £100 million, that's what you want.
Get yourself in that window.
And Frankfurt a good side.
I'll be honest,
not as good as when we played them, of course. But
of course not, right? Because, that was Oliver Glasner when you played them, wasn't it? When he was the manager there. He had them bopping it around. He won a big trophy with them. But, yeah, I mean, it always puts me off a little bit when... a signing that we could go for has a little chat with United. He'll probably end up snubbing them because, again, no Europe. He's used to playing in Europe.
It does make a difference. Although, listen, all jokes aside, they have got a big name.
Oh, no, of course.
If they can sort
we spoke
it out,
about it on the show last week, the pool that still exists.
Yeah, of course. They're the biggest club in the world.
How many years does that run before it kind of runs out? But they have the conversations with these top players. But then some sign, some don't sign. But
his attitude's obviously been questioned because when Amorim came in, it was him and Rashford were the two glaring omissions.
Troublemakers.
Well, they was the ones that was left out the squads. All the focus was on Rashford, obviously, because Rashford's a Man United boy. He's been a top star. He was a breakout star and England player and all that. But when you think about who was, he did come back in the side quicker than Rashford, but he was another glaring omission from the squads. It was him and Rashford. So there's obviously a problem there. There's obviously an issue there. For a manager to turn around and say you better hope and pray someone comes in, that's pretty much saying, I'm going to make you suffer if you have to stay.
That's
here.
bomb squad chat, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's your training with the reserves.
I think that's awful, to be honest with you. As a man management, I don't think that sort of thing helps the morale of the squad.
No,
because at the end of the day, you got to think he's still a kid, and he's still got friends. You know what I mean? And if someone turns around and says to your friend, you better hope and pray someone comes into you because I want to make your life a misery if you come back here next year. And then you're hearing that about your friend, you're thinking, oh God, what sort of geezer is this? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it does. I just don't think they do themselves any favours.
It's not the first time he's come out and been a little bit too honest.